Wow, Bandit, that was fast. How's it going? It is cold here. McGee Films, Trucker Music, aka Bandit, Gear Grabber. How's it going? Larry Fisher is in the house. Derek Davis, Kevin Brackus, Daniel Adami, The Machine, Nick Brashears, Pale Rider, Jeffrey, McGee Films. Oh, dang. Yeah, I heard about that laptop issue. Jeff, I can't do a call-in show because I don't have a second phone. And my tablet won't go live. Literally on when you hit the live button. You must have, man. You're like, you're now live. Boom, there you were. Weird Racing, how's it going? My Truckin' Life Ace. So, Shadow Wolf, what's up? Look what we get. We get a brand new book. It's got safety stuff in it. It's got like workflow stuff. The Machine, what's up? So it almost didn't happen. So yeah, I'm educated now. So my appointment was for 11. That's what it says on the Qualcomm. 11 o'clock yesterday. So after I did my live feed, I walked in there. It was about 9 o'clock. I walked in. I'm like, hey, I'm here for my. I almost said driver on the block test, but then I said I'm here for my business evaluation thing. And he's like, well, it's not getting done today. I said, well, I was scheduled for 11, so I gave my driver number. He goes, no, you were scheduled for 7. Now, I don't know what's going on, but the last year I was scheduled for noon, and he said, yeah, if you would have came in at 8, I could have got you. And he had to squeeze me in then too. So he's like, yeah, I'm booked up for the afternoon. Yeah, oops, something went wrong. Yep. So I just kind of shook my head. I said, well, I deadheaded 230 miles to get here, and I'm losing a day's revenue over this test. You know, whose fault is this? You know, I was polite, but it was, you could tell I was not a happy camper. And that's the trick, guys. You want to be polite while showing your distaste for something. And so he's typing, messaging, and sure enough, he looks on the Qualcomm and he looks somewhere else. You know, he finds out that somebody somewhere screwed up. You know, that kind of thing. So, Derek Davis, you're right. So he goes, come back at noon. You know, when's your load deliver and all that? You know, we went over my load assignment, so I'm like, yeah. And he's like, do you have an empty? I said, yeah. He goes, why didn't you drop it yet? Box planners were kind of asking about it. I'm like, I don't know, just in case something goes wrong. He goes, you can't do that. I'm like, all right, so I do something wrong, you know, whatever, right? So he was doing some drive around the block test for a company guy, and then he walks up to my truck and goes, grab your permit book, we'll get you done right now. So Derek Tracy went out of his way to make sure that things got done, even though he kind of had to bump another driver off, but I don't think that driver was even there. So, but he you know, we want to make it sound like they went out of your way for you, but Derek's a pretty cool guy. We got it done. I only had 1 point because I hit a curb. And then I didn't get out before I backed because it was an easy back. It was like a 3-wide spot, and he just marked it, like, didn't get out and look. I'm like, I'm gonna get out and look every single time, you know. But no, you know, the Machine, you feel like an idiot afterwards. No, he's not like that, man. He's a pretty cool guy. He's easygoing. that's why I came back to Edwardsville, because I knew that, you know, his personality and everything, we do pretty good. And he complimented my truck. He remembered my Peterbilt, and he was like, he was impressed with the truck. He was like, wow, you did, you know, what'd you pay for this? You know, so all in all, it could have been a bad situation, but it turned out to be all right. So my relay was already at the yard, and actually we hooked up to the trailer I was picking up, so that was easy. Jeffrey like says his as many curves as you want, as long as we make it to the steakhouse. Got it, Jeff, got it. Oh no, a curb, he killed kids, a mother and an old lady on that curb. You know what it was? It's a really sharp left turn. If you go from that side road, like, okay, if you're leaving the Flying J in Pontoon City and you go straight instead of turning left to go to the interstate, you go straight, and then you get on 270 East that way, there's like this curb. It's been beaten to death. It's like this tall. And he knew I was probably going to hit it. He goes, 9 out of 10 guys hit that curb, so don't feel bad, you know. So I think that was his way of like, I'm going to at least get a point out of you, because he knew I could drive. So 3-month review. They do 3 months. Are you on the company side, John Yeager? Gear Grabber, you're funny. Yeah, I'm a rookie, man. You know why? You know they never asked me for my permit book, says McGee Films. No, I was glad he did, because there was a couple of things messed up with my permit book. And I thought I had the most current insurance card in there, and I didn't. And I had the insurance card, but it was in another book. So he gave me a new insurance card, gave me a new registration that was never mailed to me, and we're good to go. So, and then I got that fancy book I just threw back there. So does your head feel like a swivel stick? No? Check those mirrors. Guys, he really wasn't like that. You know, it's you know, I just drove normal. You know, I stopped before the line on a lot of stuff that normally I just kind of go up to the stop sign or whatever. And I just take my time, and I'm pretty good about the speed limits on the ramps and stuff. He's not that strict. You know, so, well, guys, if you want to, you know, test out in Edwardsville, Illinois, there's a nice yard there. You can order Chinese food. There's a good Chinese takeout there, and nice and quiet. You know, it's one of the better yards. It's one of my more favorite ones. So, one of the better ones. So everybody was kind of, you know, wondering if I passed. So, guy told me I needed to check my mirrors more, shaking my head. Yeah, I think last year they criticized me. I've done this in school, but I have a bad habit of using my turn signal when I move over, but then I cancel it, you know, right at the same time I get in the lane. They want you to dangle it a little bit. So I'm pretty bad about that, but he didn't even mark me off for that. Well, I'm glad he had faith in me, Gear Grabber. I yell out the speed and signs I see so they don't have to be asked about it. Yeah, Derek, you know, that you do what you call a narrative drive some places. You know, Derek doesn't do that. And what you do is you're driving and you're like, okay, I'm looking for this, I'm looking at that, I've noticed the speed limits here, the clearance is, you know, 13.8, and, you know, all that kind of stuff. And you know, Harold says, I did mine in Charlotte, pretty laid back. Awesome. They want you to look in your mirrors more than what's ahead of you. I have a bad habit of staring at my mirrors. Like, I'll be like, you know, so it's like, what the heck is that? So, and it helped that I had the truck clean. He told me that he tested a guy. He went to walk up to his truck, open the door, trash fell. He goes, man, you're gonna have to clean this up before I even get in this truck. And it said it took the guy 2 hours, and even then he got in the truck, he was kind of like, ew. So he's not, you know, I think that they would rather do without that too. But, you know, my logbook, the only issues with my logbook was, man, they're kind of weird on the logbook stuff. That's a shiny mirror. Yeah, I'm good about cleaning my mirrors so I could stare at them. But I was told that by my trainer and also in school. Don't look at your mirrors too long. I'm like, I'll look at, you know. On another note, treaded check engine light on this morning. Uh-oh, Harold. Harold, what's the code say? Have you been able to stop and look at what the code is? Because if it says see operator's manual, my truck said that, my Peterbilt said that all the freaking time. And, which sucks because it could be just some carbon in the pipe, or it could be your turbo about to go out. Not trying to freak you out, but now when my turbo went out, actuator code actually came up. The driver shook his head at me last night when I pulled into the rest area on the automobile side. I like to leave the spaces for the trucks open in case someone needs to pull in for sleep. Yeah, hook up service tool. Yeah, dude, it could be anything. You gotta be like Burger. You still have plastic on the passenger seat. LOL. Yeah. Yeah, Harold, you could have bad fuel or bad def. Sean Price, what's up? So, all in all, Schneider made it right with their screw up. Mike Stevens in the house. What's up? Do I still have a wrench here? Yes, Big Rich. Why wouldn't you? If Ike would ever comment on my regular video, I'd give him a wrench, but I don't think he wants one. So, but yeah, I finished my drive around the block test, and you gotta love it. You gotta love it. It's that micromanaging of the evil mega carrier. So, hey, you know, my very good friend Kristen Trucker had a very good tip. And that is, if you're a Schneider guy and you're not using the app yet, start using the app. Because when they go to finally take down the mobile website, you'll be ready to go where everybody else is scrambling. Kind of like the E-Log thing. Kaislin, what's up? Adam Gallagher. Feel relieved, I bet. The machine, no, there's no stress about this stupid test, man. It's like you would have to like literally hit things like cars and people and dogs and stuff to fail this test. Hi, Nothing Witty. My hat is crooked. How's that? So, I've had the app on my tablet since it came out, McGee Films. I had it on there and then I deleted it. And here, I'll do this. And I haven't opened it yet. Mobile website works just fine. So it is not because I'm booking down the road. So anyways, I got a pretty, hopefully they'll have an empty where I'm going. But anything else you guys want to know about? Because that's it. The test is nothing, man. It's like some person's in your truck with a clipboard. I'm not nervous at all. There's really no way you could fail it unless you're just an idiot. And it's the same thing that they do in orientation. And that's it. Aim for every pothole and say, this is why this road is bumpy. I did hit a pothole, and there's a big pothole as you turn left on that road that I think it's 111. And I'm like, he goes, why does everybody hit that pothole? It's like, well, I didn't want to sit there and do an invasive maneuver with you in the truck. Old way is quicker than the new app. That's what I've heard, Matt Keeley. That's what I've heard. I don't know yet because I haven't tried it. So that's why I haven't done a video about the actual app itself. First Schneider guy to do that will get a lot of views. there's a tip for you guys. McGee Films, The Machine, Christian Trucker. Any of you Schneider guys want to do an actual video of the app in action, you'll get a lot of hits. Trust me. Why do you think certain YouTubers are talking about the Schneider app? Because it gets them hits, including myself. I didn't even have the app download. I'm like, oh, the Schneider app, you know. So, is it worth going to an IC from a company driver, John Yeager? John Yeager, that is a very loaded question. It depends on what you're willing to put up with. If you're wanting to be an IC because you think it'll be more convenient and you're like, I don't have to deal with the dispatcher and I'll make more money, you might want to rethink it. But if you are eventually want to branch out on your own, not like your own authority, but if you want to be an owner operator and you can find a way to keep your fixed costs lower, then the freedom's good. But just know that it might take a lot more sacrifice, a lot more headache than, say, being a company driver. So, you know, that's a personal question. Depends on what you need money-wise, what your situation at home is like, if you got good support at home or if you don't have any support at home. You want more money? If you want more money, then you need to figure out a way to keep your fixed costs down. In other words, get a cheaper truck. Don't get into these lease purchases that are like $1,500 a week, you know, or more, because, you know, yeah, you'll make more money, but at the same time, you're going to work your butt off. So, and if, you know, so it could be done, but, you know, your motivation has to be, you know, like I talked to a guy when I was at orientation in Green Bay, and I asked him, I said, are you an IC? And he had a Schneider hat on, and he was like, nah, I'll become an IC when they force me to drive an automatic. That was his only, like, oh, I don't want to drive an automatic, so I'll become an owner operator. You don't want to be like that, because that's a dumb reason. So I found that becoming an owner operator and dispatching myself, those go hand in hand. I like doing that because, you know, like Christian Trucker said in one of his recent videos, he needs the self-dispatch to make it work for his home life and all that. And while there's a lot different stresses, stress of when am I going to get home is not one of them. So Harold says, biggest issue I have with the app is the size of the fonts and gaps between lines makes it much more spread out, right? McGee says, I just don't know what I can show without getting in trouble with Schneider for showing. Oh yeah, I forgot about that whole can't show stuff. Yeah. Almost tedious to look at. Maybe if they keep losing drivers, they'll start hiring ICs from Massachusetts, LOL. Yeah, Kaislin. Larry Fisher, welcome back. Food Mooch in the house. Daniel says, hey Snorler, I'm going to go live later tonight. I got some big news for me and I would like to share it with everyone, but it will affect my YouTube life for a while. Okay, Daniel. Text me. You got my number. Text me before you go live, okay? Food Mooch. Brandon Bearden. What's up? So, I had a nice conversation with Jeff and Joe Cannell yesterday. So that was cool. Then you guys heard the conversation I had with Jeff and everybody else on Jeff's live feed. Dave Moreau, what's up? That was a good live feed. You know, Jeff did a really serious numbers one that was really informative. And then he did one for another hour and a half that was just like screwing around, a bunch of guys talking. It is snowing where I'm at now. Lovely. So, if you're in Texas, you're going to deal with snow. Southeast Texas. And, yeah, Colin was the best. Yeah, I tried to listen back to my call-in when I called in the other show, and I couldn't even listen to it. So, I did not like my phone call at all. In San Antonio, just rain and cold. Well, that's good. It's 9 degrees in Rochester, Minnesota. Yeah, Speedwagon. I saw the forecast. I didn't want to go up there. Here in Houston? Well, I thought it was, well, I can't, no, I don't know if we got radar on this or not. I know Christian Trucker said it was sleeting in Mississippi there. Callers were too loud. Well, that's the problem with, Harold, I'm in Missouri. I'm in Stratford, Missouri. I'm at the Mickey D's. Because the Loves was full. TA kind of sucks, so I thought, well, just come over here. You left Minnesota last night. Sunny in Nepa? Oh, Northeast Pennsylvania. Okay. You Pennsylvania guys, I swear. 33. It is 21 degrees here with the wind chill of 15. There's 23 now. And yeah. So I got the APU running. Man, APU is awesome. I'll go to start my truck and it'll show 150 degrees on the water temp. That is awesome. Hey guys, have you seen the footage from California? Yeah, I thought Southeast Texas was going to deal with snow. That's what the forecast I saw this morning on the Weather Channel tweeter. Then driving in snow and ice for the last 2 days on my way to Texas. Yay. No precip here, just freaking cold. Big Billy, haven't seen you in a minute. But no, the fires, dude. There are some amazing pictures of the fires there in Los Angeles, man. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. And like was it the 405? It's actually closed. That's how bad that is. They told everybody to stay home, and you know, Ike says it's 49 drizzle in Houston. Machines in Florida. Well, you can have them Florida rates. The pictures and video reminding me of the movie This Is the End. Right, Dave Moreau. Here, I'll show you guys. Let's get on Twitter here. Twitter. It's taking forever to load. Okay. Wow, my Twitter feed's all messed up. Let's try this. Search. Man, this thing's slow. 204 going in, $1.32 going out. Not bad. It's better than Texas. Bel Air, California is a mess. Wonder about South. Dude, South California is on fire. Fire. My brother lives in California, right where all the fires are happening, says Kevin Baracus. Bandana, it jumped over the 405. 101 is closed. Yeah, dude, it's bad. If I can just get a freaking picture here. It should be trending. I don't know why it's not showing trending. Fire. Dave Moreau still waiting for Satan to come up through the ground and chanting Tatum to become a gimp. What? Key is to wait for last minute loads. Right. Like, here's a picture. I don't know if you guys will be able to see this. Can you guys see that? Is that coming out all right? That's a dumb picture, man. I got some cool pictures on my phone. I was going to send it to my wife. Oh, well. There we go. There's a good one. That's the skyline going into California. And I'm probably losing a lot of views because of this crap. There's one really good one that's on Facebook where the people are driving. It's a video, and there's like all the mountainsides are on fire. Then there's this one guy who's like rescuing a bunny rabbit. That's like that's what hogged up the whole entire Twitter feed, was that one guy rescuing a rabbit. So LA burning for sure. Still, yeah, so we're caught up on the comments. I don't know how many people are in here. I'm surprised I got 41. Yeah, I've got a few friends out there. You know, they're kind of worried about themselves. But anyways, we don't need to do an hour live feed every single time I go live. So I'm going to end this here because I'm going to go get some breakfast. And then I got to do some shopping because my fridge and cooler are bare. And I ate my last can of beans last night. Snore, hold on. What, Hotshot Dave? Six Flags burned. Oh, wow, McGee Films. Get to work. I don't want to work. No, you know, what's funny is the Qualcomm said this low was going to be 40,000 pounds. And the bills say it's like 4,000 pounds. Score. Dave Moreau. Or Larry Fisher. Rabbit is yummy. I'd risk it too. Wink, wink. But and the machine says get to work. Machine, I'm surprised you're not sleeping. Do you know how I can see people that enter my live feed? Hotshot Dave, I believe only on the laptop can you see who's actually watching the feed, but if you're doing it mobile, you can't see who's in there unless they comment. You can see how many, but that's it. And so, yeah. And then, if you do a live feed from your phone, you have to turn the chat on. So you have to make sure that that's on too. So, New York strip steak, asparagus, and red potatoes for breakfast. Speedwagon, you eat really well. So what did Jake Nell say when he talked to him? Food Moods, what was funny is I called Jeff, and he answered the line. So he's like, I forget what he even said. He used a real deep voice, and I'm like, I actually looked at my phone. I'm like, it says Jeffrey. That's weird. And so I just was real quiet, and then you know, figure out what was going on. But no, we just talked about podcast and we talked about my little parody. We talked about I'm glad he's feeling better because he had that major food poisoning. So food poisoning on the road, man, I can't imagine anything worse. Wagon making me hungry. So speaking of food poisoning, guys, I'm gonna go get breakfast. You guys take it easy. Thanks for watching. Click on the bell for more crap like this. And, yeah. See ya.